timpani.
Yeah! Oh, nice.
So you guys are now reacting to the K-band.
K-band.
Band, specifically. They play
K-band.
instruments.
Yes, it's true. They're a band.
The rock will be the genre.
Rock.
This song, Beautiful Life, is the title track of Xdinary Hero's 6th mini album called Beautiful Mind. This song delves into themes of social conformity, personal awakening, and the pursuit of authentic freedom. It explores the struggles to break free from a manipulated reality where truth is distorted and conformity is enforced by invisible powers. The lyrics challenge societal control and false narratives, urging listeners to resist, find their voice, and reclaim authenticity in a world built on contradiction and illusion. Somewhere in the song, they will reference George Orwell's dystopian novel, 1984.
Oh, wow.
So I'll leave that up to you to find what they end up quoting in the song.
Maybe I'll get it. I don't know. I read it. I'll figure it out.
It'll blend in.
We'll just guess every single.
Just because every lyric.
I love Big Brother. I mean, that's the only quote it could be.
Yeah, it's totally that. The song is composed by Collapsed One, Kim Young-hoon, Say, Mano L, and all of the Xdinary Heroes members. If you're hearing this right now, that means this video isn't monetizable, nor is it sponsored. Instead, this video is brought to you by you, our YouTube members and supporters on Patreon. Patreon and YouTube memberships are how viewers like you can support our team and also gain access to tons of exclusive content.
Ooh, that's a good slow chord progression. You're just waiting for that resolution.
Thank you so much to all of you who already support us. We really couldn't keep doing this without you. And now, back to the
That's
video.
a long song. 3, 2, 1.
Is this it? Is the fire the
Yo!
reference to
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh boy. Oh shit. Oh, let's go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He just hit him. Oh, this is sick.
Wait, I've slept on them.
I like this.
Bringing back Guns N' Roses.
Oh. Whoa. What are the drums doing? Hella syncopation.
That drum beat is it almost throws you off.
Yeah, we're now back. But
Glad they brought back that classic hard rock sound quickly.
Some Tool vibes a little bit in there.
Is that major?
Of course. Right? Like, that's it, right? Okay, yeah.
I guess they're already quoting 1984.
Nice.
With James Brown, they do a lot of like delaying the beat. They did a lot at the beginning.
Oh.
Whoa.
Now we're in 5.
Whoa!
All right.
Oh.
Oh, this is a different tempo, right? Like, this is a little bit slow.
Really? What?
Oh my god.
Was that string pick?
Do that again. I love this halftime.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't know. This chord progression's not uncommon or anything, but I like it. It just makes me feel nice. It's like the Bohemian Rhapsody chord progression, I think.
Oh my god.
kick.
What are they saying in the background, I wonder?
Are they saying something?
Yeah, suspension.
He leaned on that 4 really hard.
Ooh. Now I feel like we're in like My Chemical Romance. A little bit of that.
Yeah.
Appoggiatura.
I like that.
I was gonna say, the structure of this is throwing me for a loop. I'm loving it though.
Yeah, the drummer's doing a lot of syncopated stuff there.
It's back to our chorus here, I guess.
Oh, My Chemical Romance, little Black Parade in there.
Again, back in the
Oh,
fight.
that's
Such a good halftime riff break.
Nice ride cymbal in
Yeah,
there.
the ride cymbal bell was really nice.
They didn't do the retardando this time. Very nice.
Is that a synth?
Oh, I like that. I don't know if we're in minor or major.
And then we're back here.
Oh, sounds like Queen. Wow, it's all here. And I don't hate it.
Well, I like where this is going on.
Oh, chromatic bass line. That's so sexy.
This guy's got pipes.
Wow.
This is kind of weird.
What was that section?
Panic at the Disco, kind of.
Like the piano eighth notes, I don't know.
I'm gonna say a little ELO.
Jeez, where do I even start with this?
Whoa.
Timpani.
Whoa!
Oh, nice.
This is good though.
That wasn't a modulation. Was that just a mode change? Ooh.
Still using that dominant area.
Can we get an outro of epic proportions?
Wow.
I guess that was it.
What an interesting
Coda?
drum part there.
Is this a part of the song?
No, Loki just this sounds like the beginning of like that one Hamilton song.
What? He looks like a French Revolution hero. That hair.
Deceptive.
Are they not real? Oh, doppelgangers. Oh, shoot.
Shoot.
Deceptive cadence.
This sounds like such an old piano.
Good piano sound. It's kind of quiet.
Does that mean that they're being like persecuted by themselves? Like, is that like
No, there's like a fake version of them,
them?
that's being used and watching the. Oh, wait!
What?
Digital revolution. Ooh, that got me.
That got you.
Right, yeah.
Dang, cool.
That was a lot.
That was a lot. We met many places. I loved how long it was. That was good. Wow, that was like the most romantic punk concept I've ever heard.
That was crazy. I liked it a lot.
Guys, the song was great. Yeah, it was super fun to listen to.
That was epic.
That was really cool. I don't know where to start.
Where
to start with that one, huh?
Just a really tight piece of like epic rock, almost kind of metal. Even though it followed like a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, almost sort of structure, it felt very proggy. I was getting a lot of different band influences from this. You know, we're in drop D, so I immediately think like Tool-ish. Then this is like, I'm trying to think of like what group this reminds me of. That's really cool. And then this part reminds me, this is very like,
This is very Queen.
very Queen. I was gonna say very
Queen,
Queen,
right?
kind of like Dream Theater ballady. Yeah, the lead guitar's there too. And when it comes back the second time, it's mostly like piano, right, too, which is very Queen.
It's very Brian May, which is the guitar player for Queen, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like anthemic, you know?
Very intense.
Very, very power.
It feels pretty Freddie Mercury inspired, but I could be wrong about that. I mean, I could be wrong about like where they got the inspiration for it from, but it did feel almost rhapsodic in some ways. Like it was like we went a lot of different places during that.
It's just like very nostalgic for me to listen to.
Absolutely. It reminds me of something like The Black Parade, or most noticeably Bohemian Rhapsody. Because Bohemian Rhapsody goes like, well, I don't know how, but it goes into, and then anyway the wind blows. This one has like a similar, like, and then it goes like, yeah, and with similarly quiet piano. So that's the immediate moment that stood out to me.
I feel like I think they're taking inspiration from like the sort of theatrics of Queen for sure.
Yeah.
But I think they're doing their own thing for sure.
Yeah.
Like I think it's
In their
not
own way.
right to compare them to other
Yeah.
groups. But it's just like it's just the genre, and then it's mostly about what they're saying.
Well, that's
Rock
like the
music
cool
at
part
its
about like
core.
them all playing, like doing the instrumentation themselves, is that they can throw in things that will reflect kind of what is being said.
All of these references were like great homages to those really great rock songs that I listened to when I was younger. With like each return to the chorus, it was very satisfying to listen to. And I think that they perform this song with like a lot of sensitivity. So it doesn't feel boring to listen to because they aren't delivering it in a boring way at all.
I like this guy with the white hair.
And the lead singer seems to be really,
So good.
yeah, exactly.
He's just like so good. He nails everything with like just the perfect amount of grit and then like connects the lines. It's so good.
Yeah.
Voice sounds amazing too. Wow. I didn't give him enough credit the first listen, I don't think. Maybe that's why I was thinking of Freddie Mercury. He's got pipes.
Then can I ask like who your favorite singer was?
Ooh, I don't know.
Just give us a time code, and the fans will do the.
I'm just gonna give you 219, and that's the. That's so great.
Lots of great vocal moments.
What about that high note?
He has this nice juxtaposition of a really breathy head voice. Like he has a very nice piano and a very nice forte. Good balance of these two things, so you can have a really emotional higher area of the voice where it feels a little more tense, but he can also belt it out in that register.
So you savor that high note until the very, very moment that you need it.
It's basically a color change, so it can inflect the character very differently. There are some times where they'll have a head voice and then they'll kind of crack it intentionally into chest so it becomes a more heartfelt, serious, resonant expression. And then falsetto is like the more delicate, tender expression.
In that faster a-tempo section, like he uses a lot of both straight tone, minimal vibrato, as well as like a pure tone quality.
I think it's a good sign that they sound so unified. I do get like one voice out of this song. Not that I only hear one voice, but the character is very unified, I think, between all the singers.
Are you guys able to connect this nostalgia and like homage feeling in the music to the lyrics?
A lot of it is, especially like the punk scene. And there's a little bit of the pop punk, but I think the lyrics are more punkish and rebellious than a lot of the music. But the music just sounds really freeing. And so it works in tandem with the lyrics, and that, you know, the goal of all this rebelliousness and the reminder of those words by George Orwell is so that you can achieve like free will, freedom. And then every time we get to that major part in the tempo change, it's like, oh, we've broken through a wall, we've broken through a barrier. And so it works together very well. In its homogeneity, that little break gave me the time to invent that word. And like when it goes fast, when it jams, it totally jams. When it rocks out, it totally rocks out. And when it chooses to slow down and give us like an emotional swell, it does it as well.
Well, it's been so long also since I've read 1984, but like I wonder if the structure of the song has anything to do with like the order of the plot in the book.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a gradual like uncovering of his reality, because he lives in a reality where it's like things are a certain way. Big Brother's watching. You know, he exists in that society, following the rules.
Don't do that.
Following the rules. Things come into light where he's like, this isn't right. And again, this is from a very long time ago and a probably very superficial understanding of the book. He discovers these things that are wrong or don't really match up because he's thinking about it. He's not just ignorantly accepting reality. And so eventually he finds out there's like this other society of people so he goes through all of this discovery, and then ultimately it fails.
Well, which is kind of this, like they lose.
They lose, and then also it's like it's like a manufactured fight because they're both fake. And so these guys are fighting these mass dudes, but these mass dudes are actually them, but they're also not real. So it's like, who's real? No one's real. It's all a simulation.
It's like in octaves, I think, too.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, something like that.
Ooh, that's badass.
Can I see it?
Got it.
So,
It's a synth.
yeah, I'm about to say, it sounds more like a synth.
It's like synth, maybe.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but we did tune this to a D.
Usually it's an E. Usually it's in tune with the high.
Usually it's a tune.
Usually it's in tune in general.
Usually it's in tune.
Usually it's in tune.
But they were going so heavy, they had to tune it
If
down.
you want some low riffage with easy to move power chords, they were doing that all over the place.
Yeah, they really were.
But then they were doing like some other crazy stuff too. I mean, they had that modal.
Yeah, I'll give the guitar player props there, yeah.
Yeah, the guitar playing is great.
There was a lot of like, not genre changes, but style changes.
I really like the rhythmic stuff at the beginning. I think I was trying to figure out what it was.
There's some funky stuff they're doing with the snare hits.
Let the percussionist
Where it's
do
like
that.
you're expecting, because then they do it on like the ands, like on the offbeats later, but.
And like, especially at the beginning, like I said, there was that one spot that was like James Brownie, where they sort of delay the backbeat or the bass drum that had been there previously, and it sort of gives you that funky feeling. But there's a spot, and I think it's like the breakdown section is what they would call it, is where they go to the toms and they start giving you time with the toms.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. So there's some spots in there, and I think those are probably my favorite spots, just because that's where I feel like the drums do the most syncopation, where their accents are like off the beats, and it's not throwing you off too much, but you can hear it sort of adding to the groove within the rock context.
I feel like when polystylism works in music, it's like if they structure it the same way that people structure movements of a piece. So like you want a fast section to go into a slightly slower section to give the audience a moment of breath, and then you can punch them again. And I think the way that this is actually structured is pretty beautiful, honestly. It feels like it comes back a little bit, then it goes into this really beautiful piano coda at the end. I think like that's a really cool structure for a rock tune. Like that's pretty out there. I like that.
I mean, I guess structurally it's not that complex, but because of the big tempo change that exists, the song is just made to be a lot more grandiose. You know, the sections really exist in like their own little, yeah, it's like, oh, now we're in this section, now we're in this section.
Let's try and explain to listeners like what you can listen to find what moments in this song actually do slow down.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so subtle. It's very subtle. I think why you wouldn't notice it is because they both get slower and the rhythms get wider at the same time. So it sounds like they're just going half.
It was halftime.
I'm going to clap the tempos.
Yeah, right? It's a surprisingly big change, but they do it in a very subtle way. The other thing that they do that I just noticed is they use the washiness of the instruments to cover up.
Just like sneak into it, yeah.
So like you don't hear the piano chord note, at least if you're just having a first listen, you don't hear the piano chord notes right away because what you're hearing is from the section before. And then once that goes away, it's like, whoa, where'd the rhythm go? Where are we?
Also, I just realized between the tempo change and getting back, there's the ritardando at 246.
Yeah, it's a little weird here, but it does slow down to here, to this tempo, which is, it might be identical or almost the same as the first of this section. It's this new tempo that it gets back into, because it does slow down and then sort of gets back into this new tempo, so it's either identical or close to the first tempo of this section after the tempo change. Oh, it's a little slower. It's a little slower. It's not exactly halftime. If I were to say, like, just approximate, we have the first one. Slow down to this tempo, right here, Aiden, put your hand right here. This tempo, slow down to this tempo, retardando to this tempo, then back to this tempo, and then shoot back up to this tempo.
It's the same.
I think
approximating, it's just this tempo. If we're just assuming that they're the same tempos, which they probably are, or maybe slightly slower, but if it's slightly slower, then it's too small to really matter. Then it just jumps back up to this tempo. So we have original tempo, slow down to this tempo, then within this tempo change there is a retardando to this tempo for a split second, then back to the main tempo of this section, and then back up to original tempo.
And then we do have one more retardando at the very end, right?
Yeah, slows back down.
Like it's very ballady, like the way the chords are all moving.
The segment that like really contributes to that feeling is like when I
changes tempo.
I don't don't know the
Happier
emotion.
times.
That's what it feels like. It's like higher register. You don't get anything lower than this octave, and we're just like we're up here. Oh my gosh, and you're not going like. I love that bass motion.
I really like the descending bass in the slower sections.
I didn't notice.
I didn't notice it upon first listen too, but it descends very nicely. It's very satisfying to listen to.
5, chromatic down, G, F sharp.
Oh my god. No one's here to find you.
What was the most harmonically interesting spot?
It's like a rock blues scale mostly. There's a lot of that, and then in the major it's like, and then occasionally there's a sab, you know.
We're in D, neither major or minor, or probably both.
I think it's
it flips a
quite
lot.
strongly major.
Well, it starts minor and then it adds so much like major flavor, but I never got a strong sense of like either.
There's like a section that's like only uses minor 3. It's also great because like for a lot of the song you're wondering whether or not the song is major or minor.
Right.
And there's like a full minor section.
Uh-huh.
Which then with the return of the chorus makes it feel like super familiar. So it's just very careful to not overwhelm you with a bunch of new things. But
Exactly.
it actually has really new content.
And I think the way they reintroduce the major section is also very clever because the first time it happened, it just kind of hits you with it. The second time, I think they add an extra like instrumental jam session, like a four bar little thing. And then it happens again. I'm like, oh, cool, it did come back. It was like a surprise. And of course, there's like the very last time where like the song is over, but then it's not.
And then that moment where we were like in the dominant is the 5, which is A. 4, 7, 6. So because the bass is going towards the flat 7 is C natural. The melody, it gives the melody a chance to land on C sharp, which is the raised 7. And if we're arguing that D major is a tonality, then that's like what you would expect of this tonal center. But it's so unexpected because you've been doing flat 7 for like so much of the song. So like this motion, 6, I think tritone sub going down to, sorry, it's not a 7, it's not a dominant 7, but, and then he kind of like tonicizes whatever this is here. The guitar's doing something right. But I think right when it lands, it's like very strictly A major tonality, and then the guitar movement to the 7th kind of signals a different, like a small harmonic shift.
I like this little riff that happens right here.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that thing's really cool.
That's it.
And the tonic hits in halftime as well. You have this kind of and it's like prolonged in this tempo. No way to break away. Oh my gosh.
Musical theater fan.
Yeah, I mean like you gotta make those impact.
And then it ends on a minor chord.
Yeah, it ends on a minor.
D minor, the saddest of keys.
Very well done. Like we didn't say a word the first time.
Oh my god, no!
That last like minute or so, because it was just so fun.
Oh yeah, it's such an ending too powerful. Powerful.
I knew we needed those tissues for a reason.
I know, yeah.
The way the whole song is structured just fires on all cylinders completely for me.
Oh, it's the scream one.
Yeah.
Is there scream in this?
Yeah, there's
Wait, where? Oh, okay, I hear it. All right, let me just adjust my score point.
That was wild.
That's We're being serenaded right now.
Someone was walking outside singing in full out of tune falsetto.